It's the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. No bigger stage than this one. Sold out MetLife Stadium, located just outside of New York City. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Cleveland Browns taking on the New York Jets. It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. Here's Elijah Moore now, bringing it out of his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. They start the drive with Cook. And he'll be out right at the 35. play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
And this is what you want to do in the first half of a playoff game. Get the running game established. He was a big part of their run to a division title, so they're going to rely on him to carry a heavy load here in the playoffs. He rips off a nice run there.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run it again with Cook. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Now, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Jumbo! Hey, 88, over.
On play action, Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
26.
Here's Rodgers. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on 3rd down. And 3rd down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a 4th down.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 18. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
On 2nd down, here's Watson. And that's incomplete.
So many offenses want to include their running backs into their passing offense and be able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down.
But forget knowing where the 1st down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more people to the football and snuffed out the play.
35 yards that time on the punt, and the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for, a really good change of pace back.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 35. So first and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. They'll run with Hall. Fighting his way in for a Jets touchdown. Breece Hall, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Jets will strike first here, this wild card matchup. Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And he'll elect not to run with it. And the fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. And it may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20. If you're these receivers, you got to be ready because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes just telepathy. You both see the same thing, and he knows get the ball to him right away.
Watson changing the play. They go play action here on first down. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Mecole Hardman, 38 yards. And the Browns are an extra point away from evening this one up. The fly route works for the TD Graham.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Carlson's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
On play action, it's Rodgers. And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
The good signal callers will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Here's Rodgers to throw. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. So a step in the wrong direction. Now they'll look to make amends on 2nd and 14. Pass incomplete. That right there, a good preview of the matchup we intend to watch closely here in this wild card game.
And it's going to go throughout the game, but let's face it, you just mentioned it, wild card. We're just starting the playoffs. If you didn't run your number 1 guy on their number 1 guy throughout the season, you do it now. The playoffs have begun, best on best.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. 7-7, our score after 1. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. And the first play will be a field goal try. The wind is at his back here in the second quarter. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. Well, they're able to come away with the interception, Charles. They aren't able to move the ball all that much. However, they do get 3 out of it with a field goal.
Yeah, and anytime you do force a turnover, you have to come out of it with points. Everybody wants 6. They'll take the 3 there. Now it's their opportunity to do it again.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. First catch of this wild card game for a 1,000-yard receiver in the regular season. He's got a first down, too.
630. Get 300. Get 300. Flip again.
On play action. Now Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. To throw, it's Rodgers. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up a first down.
And now off to the races down the right side. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Juan Thornhill. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series because drives like that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
Alert! 24.
They begin this drive with Chubb, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Alert! Alert!
Here's Watson. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. Now it's Watson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
Here's more on the return. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And the Jets will take over. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 34. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And a solid run down inside the 30. 64 yards rushing for him in this first half, as he has certainly carried over his regular season success into the playoffs. From the 29, here's 2nd and 4.
26. Yeah, this.
Now a play fake. Rodgers swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Browns' 21-yard line.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11.
Shift.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 5 yards on the carry there, and it leaves him with 3rd and about 6 yards to go.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
So Rodgers will depart, and on is Greg Zuerlein for the Jets field goal. Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and that will knot us up at 10. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Watson now going to run the option right. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. He'll get that one complete to Connor. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run, because we envision them in offenses catch the ball. How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Again, it's Watson. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
54! 54 down, he's coming.
Watson now to throw. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will do it for this 1st half. That's it for the 1st half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the 2nd half of this AFC wildcard game. The Browns drive about to get started. And they've been the better of the 2 teams through 2 quarters of play, much to the chagrin of this home crowd.
Yeah, this score is a surprise to a lot of folks at home, although not to my dad. He predicted the visitors would win. And maybe to the folks in the stadium. But you know who is not a surprise to, partner? This team with the football. They were very confident coming in.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Now Watson. Man open, it's Goodwin. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2. On 1st down, it's Watson. He finds his man complete. That's Connor. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and a couple. Chubb will get the call running left. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down. Watson taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And he's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Browns. Mecole Hardman with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon as his guys are able to extend their lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was, and if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
So after the made field goal, here's Carlson to send it away. Now this is going to be returned from the back line of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
2nd down and 4. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And his throw here's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Rodgers. That is caught. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down. Throwing is Rodgers. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 30-yard line.
Take 30. Get 300. Get. Here we go.
Here's Rodgers to throw. This pass out wide to Hall. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Now Rodgers, he's got the hook up here with Cook. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2. They'll run with Hall. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Back to the ground, this time Cook. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They'll look to run with Hall. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Breece Hall. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jets are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Zuerlein good with a PAT. And the lead is down to a field goal. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. Fair catch going to be taken, and this will be moved out to the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Here's Chubb on the read option, and he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here now, 2nd and 4. He finds his man, complete. That's Connor. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 43. That'll move the sticks for the Browns, a gain of 12. That time on the run-pass option when he decided to throw it. Not a quick little drop-off. He went downfield a bit.
Reminiscent of a triple option quarterback in college because he faked it inside, and instead of immediately throwing it out to the perimeter, stepped back in the pocket to find a target downfield.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. To throw on 2nd is Watson.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The line to gain is the 33 on third down. Back to throw, Watson. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to swell the lead to 6. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. If they want to advance in this divisional round, look, obviously the time is now. Trailing here in the 4th as they go to work on a crucial drive, 1st and 10. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
Hey, 88.
The slot man in motion right.
26.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he rifles one incomplete.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
The Jets on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll go again with Hall. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6.
Hey, take 26. Yeah, this.
On play action, it's Rodgers. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Denzel Ward. Well, look, we're watching a quarterback here that's obviously been around for a long time. That's a throw he wishes he had back.
He certainly does, but as you well know, this is a guy that's used to taking a few chances, used to fitting it into tight windows. These are throws that he's made before. Didn't happen to get it completed in this case.
On 1st and 10, it's Strong. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Now a pause for an injury, and that's the quarterback, Deshaun Watson, who's shaken up a bit. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So that's, CD, an important one here in the fourth quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
At their own 21-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Here's Rodgers. This will be caught downfield by Moore. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. And quickly they get to the line. Rodgers now on first down. Caught by Wilson. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Here comes 2nd down and 5.
Hey, take 26. Take 30.
On play action. Now Rodgers. And he whips that one incomplete there.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
A big play looming on 3rd down.
Plant. Get 300. Get 300. Go to 50.
Rodgers to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 38-yard line. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. Now Rodgers. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Myles Garrett in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
Exactly what they were looking for. They've been giving up yardage. They've been letting them drive right downfield, but they got a sack right there. How about that for a little bit of revenge?
Box it, box it, box it, box it. Hey, 88.
Back to throw, Rodgers. Looking left sideline, it's complete. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Now 1st and goal. Rodgers directing traffic, going to change the play. They'll try to run with Hall. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Now 2nd down and a few inches.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
One more time with Hall. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Now Zuerlein on to add the extra point. And the lead is down to 2. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. They said beginning of the season they wanted to get past the wild card round. Well, they just got past the wild